Hello, everyone, and welcome to OGSoG Podcast Mafia. Today, joining us, very special guest, Andrea Rene is here. Hello, Andrea.
Hello.
And you can hear us clapping now.
Oh, the clap.
She fixed all of our audio for us.
Andrea, thank you so much for joining us. And
You've met producer Paco, you've met our social manager. Well, now we have a technical director here with
Yeah.
Andrea. She solves all of our problems.
Creator of What's Good Games and also our tech support, which is awesome.
Yes.
So that's
Honestly, in all the years that we have all known her, still the same role, helping us be better.
there was,
Aw,
she
thanks,
spent a
guys.
good 15 minutes before this podcast started helping us
She's-
calibrate our audio.
Andrea has been our boss, or some of us, our bosses, on three different occasions.
Yeah, walk us through the history.
Mahalo, Clever, and and Smosh.
So
and Smosh.
I'm wearing my OG Clever
The Clever
Games.
Game shirt.
We are
Sure.
so jealous of that.
That's awesome.
I was doing some spring cleaning and I found it in the back of my closet. I'm so glad I didn't get rid of it, and it still fits,
find
which
asbestos when I
is
cleaned.
excellent. And so we all met back at Mahalo Video Games, where I was hosting Mahalo Video Games today because I was producing on the sister network thisweekend.com, hosting with Jessica Villarreal for This Week in Video Games. And we all were in the kind of same bullpen area together. My office was right next door.
We had a
to
bullpen.
the
You had
pit.
3.5 walls with no ceiling.
That's true. I
you
did
remember-
We
have
called
a
it
door.
the pit, the editor pit, or the editing pit. Yeah.
do, you,
yeah.
do you remember the TMZ show they tried to make us do? And you were
Okay,
you
first
were
of
like-
all, by
Mm-hmm.
they make us do, you mean my great idea that was very good?
Was that your idea?
NVGT,
No, I
I
thought-
keep trying to bring it back.
No, I thought that was a JCal. Like he
That
wanted
was
us to do it.
all me.
Oh,
I
man.
mean,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, because for years I've been like that idiot making us do that dumb idea. I don't know.
it was good. It was a great way to cover video game news and what games came out that week.
Also, fun fact
thought
for
it
the
was fun.
audience: when they mention JCal, they mean at Jason on Twitter, who's still very active.
Unfortunately.
Elon's best friend.
Yeah, someone who's in
Garbage
Elon's ear for all the Twitter stuff happening. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It's funny because as we go through our careers, we talk about our old horrible boss, JCal. Andrea actually knows that person, which is fun. So it's someone to commiserate with.
Also,
It's true.
Fun fact about Clever Games, since you're wearing the T-shirt, that for those of you who don't know, that channel was erased from existence.
Yeah.
All
It sure was.
all the work and videos we went into putting up on that channel are just gone. They took it all down. Riot
Our
Shield Man
favorite
was on
gag
that
video,
channel. Yeah, a lot
Riot
of-
Shield Man,
a lot of good stuff.
Arkham Asylum visiting Calendar Man on 420.
Do you remember
Classics.
Do you
So
remember how like we were relieved to go to Clever Games where the quota was only 5 videos a day? Do you remember that? Only 5 videos
no,
a day.
'cause
That's 5
JCal.
less videos than I'm making at Mahalo. That's it's so
JCal
easy.
made us make 10 videos a day.
True content farm days in
Yeah.
early YouTube. I think a lot of people don't know that Mahalo Video Games was, I confidently say, the de facto walkthrough origination channel. Like that channel and all of the work you guys did was really what helped bring video game walkthroughs into the next phase of existence.
They were
in
how-to
YouTube.
videos for
This
legal
is
purposes.
an
they were
educational
how-to.
video on how. Yeah, that was like how we were trying to avoid copyright strikes, I guess. But I don't know if you remember this fact. Mahalo Video Games, I believe, was the first YouTube channel to upload HD 720p video game footage. So,
Cutting edge.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our claim to fame because we got those state-of-the-art black magics that could capture 720p.
Some of the time.
Fancy.
Yeah.
So we met at Mahalo. You were running the This Week in Video Games and Video Games Today.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
well, I was producing at one point 10 different shows at thisweekend.com because, Jason doesn't like to do anything reasonable. And then I was doing Mahalo Video Games Today on the side as extra content because that's really the stuff that I wanted to do, the on-camera video game news. And then I got the opportunity through the amazing Dana Ward, who was hosting Clever News at the time and Clever TV with Jocelyn Davis, to come and work for Clever and start a gaming channel, Clever Games. And I was working by myself on that channel for a couple of months before I was like, hey, this is hard. And the editors over there are great. Shout out to Jeffy and the team.
Jeffy.
But I was like, I have this crew of people that I worked with that are all awesome that I would love to bring over that could do gameplay videos, because I don't know if you know, but gameplay is the thing that people want to watch. Let's start making videos.
2009 and 10.
And then I got
So nice.
permission to hire Sohinki, and then we hired
Yeah.
Lasercorn, and then we hired Joven, and then we hired like a dozen other people.
Well, you kind of hired me. I had to weasel my way
Yeah,
onto
he
games.
weaseled his way.
Movies.
Because I
Didn't you
Sounds
start
about
with
right.
Tatiana
I was
cover
with Tatiana on movies.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah.
channel manager, and Mike and George called me and Lasercorn into the office, and they were like, hey, do you know this Joshua Ovenshire guy? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, what do you think about him as the channel manager? And we both, without thinking, uncontrollably laughed. And
And
then
like, what's funny? It's like, oh, nothing. It's funny that
we just worked with him before. Yeah.
It's funny how it would all come back around.
So, without trying, Andrea is the reason the three of us made it onto Smosh Games.
Yeah.
Yes, because
That's
Clever
awesome.
eventually became Smosh Games, and it changed. It was weird because we actually brought Clever Games back briefly after Smosh Games, existed, to try to do more news, and then, Alloy had another merger, and then they
They turned it
became
into
Defy with Break, and
Yep.
then it was Escapist News for a while, and
Mm-hmm.
then it became GT News after we got game trailers. That channel went through some
I
transformations.
think GT News is where it might have ended.
Yeah.
Because I
Yes.
think that's when I was trying to find videos there before it disappeared.
Defy
Yeah.
killed a lot of gaming news because also in one of the mergers they acquired Gamefront, which was a news
I
site,
forgot about
a
Gamefront,
news
yeah.
site that I had been writing for, and then they destroyed it. They let everyone go, and I don't think they took the site down completely, but they just stopped updating it and stuff.
Was
so.
the idea of them doing that like gobbling up a bunch of competition and then leaving what they wanted
They
to
had no
leave
game
behind?
plan.
Is that
That seems way too strategic, Mari. I think it was more that they wanted one or two of the brands that were part of the package deal, and the other ones they were like, well, since we have these other channels, like why not just like merge the teams together and not manage all
see.
of these different existing channels, because they clearly have different audiences. Like if you think about the difference between Escapist, Smosh Games, and Game Trailers, those are very different audiences going to those channels for different content. They all could have independently kept going. But no, that requires money that they wanted to spend clearly on something else. I know.
I mean, if you
lining their
think about-
pockets?
Yes, that's right. That's correct. There it
More
is.
money
There it
that they
is.
were busily stuffing into their. Yeah, Mari's exactly.
They're saying we
She's
could
been,
maintain these jobs for people, or I could buy that Lamborghini. And they're like,
Make money
Lamborghini.
fast.
If you think about it, Smosh Games started essentially because they just mashed stuff together. Like, we were not the kinds of personalities that would have been on Smosh. It was just like, it was like pure serendipity, I remember, where they had just done a brand deal for The Sims, and that video blew up on their second channel or something, like, oh, we should start a gaming channel. Well, we got these idiots that make 25 videos a week. I'm sure they could edit gaming videos.
They know how to make
for you.
gaming videos. Yeah. We were
Oh my
those
gosh.
idiots.
I
Yeah.
remember when you guys were launching the channel, how many late nights you guys were in the office just working till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning trying
Yeah.
to get everything done. And, when Mike and George brought me on to oversee production, it was like, I was like, this is not okay. Like, we're doing too much.
Like,
We
please
need to
stop.
scale back. And this is me coming from Machinima, the channel that was uploading like 50 videos a day.
Because you went from Clever
we-
to Machinima and then back over to Smosh Games.
Yes, because Machinima, had its own tumultuous time going through acquisitions and sales, and they changed a lot of what they were doing over there. And Mike had reached out to me and said, "Hey, I saw that Machinima was going through layoffs. Is everything okay?" And I was like, "Actually, my job." I was the lone person on my team that got saved, but I was like, I don't want to be here. I'm by myself doing the work of 10 people. Please, can I come back?
Sounds terrible.
And he was like, actually, yes, we need you to come back because we thought we could put Joven in charge, and Joven clearly can't be in charge.
I don't know. I did a great job answering emails all day. I was fantastic at it.
Yeah, man.
All right, should we get into the first topic?
Oh, before we do, I just want to make sure we do take a couple more moments. Not only were you our boss for so long, but now you do have one of the most popular gaming podcasts. And tell us a little bit about what you're doing over on What's Good Games.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had the idea about, we're just about to celebrate our 6th anniversary, actually. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to clap all the time now you can hear it. Like,
Great. And so I was looking for a weekly show to be on because when I left Defy to move to San Francisco to move in with my boyfriend, now husband, now baby daddy, I missed being part of a team. I missed going into an office, seeing people every day, having that weekly show, having the daily interaction with people. And so I was like, well, I need something to do between working all of these different shows, PAX, CES, Comic-Con, your whatnots. And so I started the show, What's Good Games, and I did it with 3 women that are amazing, 2 of which have moved on to other projects and doing other things. But Brittany Brombacher, who is the founder of Blonder.com and who is wonderful, is my co-host and business partner and fantastic friend, and now we're both moms together, which is awesome, and we're celebrating 6 years of the podcast. We call it your source for video game news, commentary, analysis, and funny stuff every Friday, wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you listen to OGSoG, or if you're watching it on YouTube, you can also find What's Good Games there as well. And we basically are a group of people, and Rihanna Manuel Pena is our 3rd co-host, who is amazing, and we just kind of talk about industry news from an insider perspective as people who've been working in the video game business for a long time.
And, and I believe Spotify ranked you top 10 gaming podcasts, right?
Yes, we've actually been very fortunate to get ranked a lot. We actually, weirdly, Brittany and I have a running joke about it now, how we get featured in the top gaming podcast for kids a lot.
Really?
And we're not quite sure why. And we think it's just because we're all women, and I guess
are you family friendly? Do you swear? Or
do you keep the swearing
I feel like you're very
it's
professional.
Definitely rated M for mature in that regard.
Yeah.
It's
Take
not
away their kid-friendly rating. You hear that? That's
Spotify like their moms, so kids must love them.
exactly. So I mean, we'll take it, but yeah, we've been very fortunate to be ranked in a bunch of top gaming podcast lists, and we continue to rank next to a lot of the big podcasts out there, like your IGN Beyonds and in Bombcast and things like that. And so we're very fortunate that our fans are wonderful to us. So yeah, come take a listen.
Well, we're very excited to have you on. And before I let Lasercorn take the show, I just want to do our house cleaning, saying thank you so much for listening to this. If you'd like to watch the full extended version of the show, we have a Patreon to check out. If you're watching on YouTube, you can check out the link down below, where we also have a link to Andrea's podcast as well. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music, leave a little review, give it a little like, because it helps us out greatly there. We just appreciate having you around, watching, listening, and all that fun stuff. And check out our gameplay our fun videos on Wednesdays, along with extra content, extra exclusive videos only on Patreon.
Ooh, I like how you said house cleaning instead of housekeeping.
Jesus Christ. Okay, if that's the one thing I messed up, I'm okay. I got the rest of it down.
I'm like, what's wrong with that sentence? And I couldn't figure it out. Because I don't know idioms either. I get them all wrong all the time. I'm like, house cleaning, eh?
I wasn't going to say anything.
I agree. Joven's a huge idiom. Now okay, so we're going to play Podcast Mafia. The rules of the game are simple. We're going to discuss a topic. We're going to discuss 4 topics, but if you're watching here on YouTube, you'll only see 2 of them. Each topic we discuss, one person will be the killer. So they will get a message from our producer Paco, telling everyone's going to get a message saying whether they're the killer or a village person. If you're the killer, you will have 3 phrases.
A village person?
Sorry,
Village
a village person. You'll have to do the YMCA. If you are the killer, you will have 4 phrases. Each phrase will kill a different person. So one phrase might be like, I love green eggs and ham, and that will kill Joven. So if I say that during my discussion...
I get one idiom wrong, and now Lasercorn's trying to kill me.
Yeah. I'm always trying to kill you. If you say that during the discussion, that will kill that person. And then after everything's over, we will have a little reveal of who died, if anyone died. And then we will all vote on who we think the killer was. Did they say something out of place? Do they maybe have a grudge against the deceased?
I'm ready to take some notes.
Yeah.
Man. I got my note taken.
Do you have note taking?
Yeah.
Oh,
No cake.
I do have a little piece of paper here, so I'm good to go. My little baby notebook.
We have never prepped for any game more than this because week after week we're just getting ruined by each other, and now we're tired of it.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Our first topic is, what do you think of the slang today's kids are
I'm
using?
so mad at
no
this one.
cap, bet, and mid. Do you use these phrases?
Yeah,
Who came up with this question?
It's
Lasercorn
Lasercorn's
came up with
episode.
it, and let me just say, Lasercorn, that this topic is mid, no cap. Let me just.
I don't think I'd give it mid. I
wish I
don't think I'd give it mid.
Wait,
I wish
give
I knew
it
what that
mid? Is that
meant.
how you're supposed to say it?
No, definitely not. No.
Like hands down, this was like on Friday night. Me going to Lasercorn.
I'm starting the timer. I'm
Oh.
starting
Start
the
the
timer.
timer.
Friday night, me going to Lasercorn and saying, "Hey, dude, we need topics for Monday. Come up with some stuff." And him just looking around the room and going, "Wonder what makes me angry?
Wanna
Kids
know what
these
grinds
days."
my gears? Yeah. My son says no cap to me. So
Oh, is that what triggered this whole
I'm
thing?
like, yeah. I'm like, don't say no cap to me. I'm an old man. Do not
you
use
know
these
what-
phrases in my
Do you
presence.
now know what no
child.
cap means, though?
Yeah, it means like I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You nailed
Oh.
it. You got it. You're
Yeah.
hip.
To hit like the old man of it all, like why? Like that would be like no shouting, right? Because it's like no caps.
No, I think it's like like maybe even like a for real or like I don't know.
No cap. No cap is It's like I'm not. It's like no lie. Like the way you'd
Yeah.
use like no lie. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go first. I don't like these phrases. I think they're lame, and that the slang we had
You think
back
it's
in
mid?
the day. Yeah, I think it's pretty mid.
Lasercorn,
No
you might
cap.
want to check out your window. There's some children on your lawn right
Oh,
now.
let me turn on the sprinklers on them. I have done that in real life. There were children before we had the fence, Joven. There were children wrestling on our lawn. They were just walking home from school, and my wife was gonna go say something to them, and I'm like, no, we have a sprinkler system. And I turned the sprinklers on the children.
How have we never heard this? You've literally
Yeah, I
turned on the sprinklers to tell
they were
children to
on
get
my
off your lawn.
Not like a little bit on my lawn, like they accidentally took a step onto my lawn. Like they were fully on my lawn, all the way, like practically at my orange tree. It was, yeah. I
It's
turned the sprinklers
justified.
on them. Yeah,
Valid.
it was totally justified. I'm an old man, and this,
Okay, let me
this is what
ask you
brings
this,
me joy.
Lasercorn.
Yeah, we don't even
What-
care about the topic. We just want to know why you.
Hold on. What is the slang term that you said back when you were young that you think that would have gotten you in some heat the same way that you hate mid? No
I
cap.
know. I already know. But go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, well, see, here's the thing: is our terms were lasting terms that are still around, right? Like we would say, like that's lame.
Bomb.
or-
That's
no one
bomb.
says the
Yeah,
bomb.
no one says
okay,
that
that
anymore.
one didn't last. But like that's sweet. That's pretty sweet. Is still around, right? When's the
That's
last time we
sweet,
saw
yeah.
that?
For us.
Yeah, that's pretty
yeah,
sweet.
that's
Sweet.
yeah, you can use that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's like slang from our day, right?
Or,
Our parents didn't
"Oh,
say
that's totally
sweet
bad."
and lame, right?
Our parents said lame. Lame is just a word. I don't know.
My parents
FDR,
never
he said it
lame.
all the time.
Jeez.
You know what? Oh my
Canceled.
god.
I'm gonna get canceled for that. He
don't
was
know.
lame.
What about like my bad, right? Like
My
that seems
bad.
like
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
My
So
bad,
good.
yeah.
That's still around.
yeah.
Sweet monkey pee-pee sauce, still around.
You know what?
Sweet monkey pee-pee sauce? What?
It's
You know,
that's right.
Andrea, you were the channel manager. You know, you should our manager,
This
production
was
manager. you
from
should've
when Joven got waxed, and out of his fright, that is what he said when he got waxed.
Wait, he stole that from 40-year-old
didn't.
Virgin, though, did he
No.
not? No.
didn't
No,
come
well,
from-
the idea of waxing and saying things that hurt, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steve Carell said, "Como se llama?"
And he says,
okay.
Galilee Clark said,
Oh, right.
He did not say sweet
Okay.
monkey pee-pee sauce.
That's a Joven Shire
Yeah,
original.
that one got cut. They're like,
Yeah.
"No, that's not great. That's not
No one
great."
would say that.
Anyway,
So,
so,
all right.
that's my
Oh, our
opinion.
topic,
No
yeah.
cap, bet, and mid are lame, and kids today should stop using them because they're
no
dumb
cap,
slang.
bet, mid, or lame, and our
Did you say
slang
Bette
was the
Midler is
bomb.
lame?
Midler,
Yeah,
that's what I
our
heard too.
slang was
Oh,
thebomb.com. So Hinky, what do you think about this new slang? that
Yeah,
the
I
kids
think
are using?
I think our slang rock sword your boxers.
Yeah.
It was definitely leet. I will say that.
Oh no.
Slang was elite.
Oh,
Our
yeah,
slang
we're not
was
even
bad.
talking about our gamer slang.
Our slang was bad, dude.
Even more recently, lol, we turned an emoticon LOL into an actual word.
Remember
I
Sohinki?
definitely say BRB. Is that bad?
BRB, yeah.
Is it bad?
I say
I think of all of them, it's the least bad.
It's not as bad as Sohinki for an entire era, not laughing out loud and just saying lol instead.
Well, can I tell you what LOL is a substitution for? LOL is a substitution for the kind of amount of funny that you think something is when you go, that's funny. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what LOL is, or that's what LOL was to me. Like, I'm not going to laugh at that.
Yeah,
but
well, you went
funny.
through a whole lol era, so.
I did go through a LOL era. I caught myself saying it the other day because you guys brought it to my attention. I said LOL at something on my stream, and I was like, I got to stop doing that.
Go ahead.
But so my response to this is, yeah, I find the new slang annoying, but at the same time, I don't want to be the guy. You know what? All right, here's one term that sets me off: Riz. Why is that better than game?
I've never even heard that.
So Riz is like another word for game. Like you've got game, you've got Riz. Like it's like your ability to hit on someone. Basically, it's like,
Do you know what it comes from?
No.
Charisma.
Oh
That's
my
what Riz is.
God, I hate it.
You hate it if you don't have Riz.
Just say game.
Here's the thing. This is the worst. When we speak, our vocabulary is supposed to evolve over time. I keep telling Lasercorn to watch, what is the Nicolas Cage, The History of Swearing on Netflix? Because you just get to hear about where these bad words originated from and how it was just weird at the time. We're complaining about these words just like our parents you complained about what we were talking about. I, of course, am the worst person to listen to on this, though, because I don't know slang. I listen to movies from the 80s and just take my slang from there. You have Evil Dead is the reason why I say groovy. I thought Bruce Campbell was super cool. I still say groovy in professional meetings with executives. And they're like, what? And I'm like, it's just, why not?
To your credit, normally I think the word groovy is extremely lame, but you say it so casually, I never notice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think groovy works. I'm going to keep it moving, though. Andrea, the slang of today that the kids are using, what do you think?
I think some of it I'm really into, and others I'm not. And I think that's slang overall. I don't use it a lot because I definitely feel like I'm that Steve Buscemi gif walking in with a skateboard. Hello, children.
That's true.
Using your cool slang with you, trying to be hip. But some of it I really like. And I think some of it's good, but you're right that some of it's just weird. I don't get irrationally mad about it like Sohinki does, though.
Well, I will say that after hearing the explanation for Riz, that is better, and I could understand why you'd want to use that over game, because game has a negative connotation because it's associated with a player, so I could see that.
All right.
Yeah. You gotta get that charisma check, that Riz check.
The Riz check. Oh, God. We're going to start saying that in D&D.
Gentlemen, this is good because you're mixing vibe check with Riz.
Give us a Riz check. Oh, my God. Mari, what do you think?
Honestly,
and tell us the truth. No cap here.
Okay. I'm gonna bet. Okay, listen, you and Sohinki it's giving old man yelling at the sky. Y'all need to touch some grass because these Gen Zers are living rent-free in your head. I'm using
so
all
much
of it
slang
right
in
now.
Are
one
you snapping?
sentence.
Are you snapping as you're saying this?
I was snapping in agreement.
Okay,
Let me tell you, if they touch my grass, I will be turning on the sprinklers. Get off of my lawn.
Okay, yeah, the vibe check is off. Okay, so listen, we can talk trash about all this stuff, but you know what? One word that we all said, and we didn't say it as a fuck you to these kids. We were saying sus for 2 full years.
That's an Among Us thing. It was an Among Us
And
era thing. But yeah.
do you think that the generation above us was annoyed by it? Most definitely. They're like,
Yeah.
why is everything sus now? That computer's not sus. The Coke on your desk is not sus. Quit calling everything sus. And you know what? We did it. We played right into it.
I like how police officers just use it as slang too. They're like, we got a sus in the jail cell right now.
It's not. No
my
police
gosh.
officer does that. I will say sus seems to be one of those words that did kind of bridge the gap, because I know my son says sus and I also say sus. So
Yeah.
that is the rare exception, I feel like.
People don't say it too much anymore, but I still love saying sheesh because I think it's just
I love
fun
that.
to say.
It's my favorite
love
thing.
saying
Sheesh?
it, right?
I only
Yeah.
say it was like I have sheesh friends, you know. I have certain sheesh friends, and you know, you guys aren't necessarily amongst my sheesh friends, and that's fine. You know, I feel like
See, that's a word that I've never used, and I don't think anyone in my circle uses, but I use bop, like that song's the bop.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I prefer
like that one.
banger to bop, but
yeah.
bop is still acceptable.
I like twist
I
it.
prefer banger to
I like
pop.
pull it, and I like bop it.
Bop it.
All right, well, that's been 8 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so now we can turn our cameras back on
yeah.
for the big reveal, I guess. Yes?
No cap, for real, our bestie has been killed, Andrea Rene.
Oh, no! Who would dare
Killing the
kill
guest
the
off
guest?
first.
All right, I have
have
Go
a,
ahead, yeah.
I have
Okay,
a
Liz has a
suspect.
theory. Oh wait,
Yeah,
do you have a sus?
I have
do you
a
have
sus, and I
Okay, cool.
and
You're
I
sussing out.
I feel like I kind of called it out because the phrase stood out to me during the conversation. But touch grass, is that something that Mari would say, or is that something that Paco inserted as a kill phrase? So Mari is my current suspect number 1.
Current sus number
but,
1.
yeah, sus
touch
number
grass. That's not a. I don't think that's like a slangy thing. I think that's like Mari's.
No, that's a slangy
hippie-ish.
thing.
No,
That is a
I was
slang.
saying it
Yeah.
in my slew of slang. I
that's
popped
right.
in like 5
A
different
slew of
ones in
slang.
there.
Oh, so she
Yeah.
slipped in the phrase that slays somewhere in her montage
The
of
phrase
slaying.
that
I said like
To be fair, so like I actually I wasn't suspicious of Mari at all because I thought she did that really well, but she did just spit out a bunch of phrases at the top, and that would have been a really smart way to do it.
Yeah.
So,
That's my suspect.
not you sussing me out. See, I just maybe I just killed another person there.
it's giving killer over
Too
there,
late.
Mari. Okay.
What was the Riz? So Inky got really angry at Riz, and I was briefly wondering like is that a natural anger? And then I thought about it for a moment. I was like, no, this is real. He's not trying to work in a word or anything.
It's funny because the only buzzword I wrote down for you, Joven, that could have been something was you saying Riz check. But then I was like, I don't think Paco would write that because that's not even correct.
It's
Yeah.
too broken.
Well, because in D&D you do a charisma check, but now we're
Riz
just gonna
check,
have Riz
yeah.
checks.
I like Riz check.
And then the only other thing I had written down was Lasercorn had 2. He said, grinds my gears. And then he also said, back in the day.
Oh.
Those
are
grinds
Paco
my
ones,
gears
but it's-
I stole from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Grinds my
could.
gears.
Didn't you also say get off my lawn?
He sure
Yeah,
did.
but I say that all the time, and it was
Sounds like something a killer would say.
It was in the context of talking about kids that were on my lawn. It's pretty in context.
I don't. As much as those seem like they'd be a little bit more on the dot with Lasercorn, he
On
was
the nose.
confused on what topic to do first. So my guess is that he didn't see the phrases. So he
Oh,
would
the
have known.
metagaming.
You're really metagaming.
Yeah,
this,
you're
huh?
I am,
metagaming pretty
sorry.
hard.
So I don't think it's Lasercorn. I didn't have a strong vote, but you know, Mari did work in 5 different slang words all in one sentence, so that makes the most
Sure
sense to
did.
me.
Mari Taco Hash is my vote.
Just because I think it's Mari too, but just because I want to hear rebuttals, I'm going to say Lasercorn. So I'll just because I want to hear 2 rebuttals.
All right, rebuttals from Mari and Lasercorn.
Mari, you want to go first?
I don't have a strong rebuttal because I realize that I said a lot of different things. So
It's like I don't have a rebuttal because I realized I made a mistake.
I don't have a very strong rebuttal, but if you vote for me, y'all are gonna lose. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I said a lot of different slang terms that I don't usually say. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's all. That's my only rebuttal, and I'm gonna vote for Lasercorn because he already has a vote.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
Great. So that was a very mid and sus rebuttal from Mari, and
I like in all of this conversation, Lasercorn has still only learned 2 new slang words.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
work him in. So the things that could have been the phrase for me were all things I kind of say in a day-to-day basis, like get off my lawn and grinds my gears I stole from Family Guy. That's true, but it's a stolen Family Guy phrase. And it's just related to me being a cranky old man, which I am. Anyway, that's my rebuttal, so it's time to vote.
And so no, we've kind of put our we do votes and then we find out from the ghost
Yeah.
so that they can kind of get their guess in there.
My vote is still for Mari. Mari did not sway me.
Yeah, Mari's
I don't know.
Lasercorn.
Mari
What are
did
you
a
thinking?
thing in her rebuttal that made me think it wasn't her, and I still don't think it's Lasercorn. So we don't need a rebuttal from him. But I'm going to put my vote onto Sohinki. So just in case, if we wind up like finding out it was him, I just want to say
I
that I was
did
right.
say Roxor's your boxors, so you know.
Jeez.
That was probably the phrase. Man, I'm so torn. I'm gonna say Lasercorn.
Okay.
Keeping it on Lasercorn.
Oh, so that's
Now-
2 votes for me. I guess I'm dead, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Man,
that's-
Mari's smiling too much. Damn it.
And let's find out from Andrea, based
who
on
do you
your
think?
notes and your death experience. Who do you think it was that killed you?
Well, you, Joven, are talking a lot and deflecting a lot, which makes me sus of you in a way that
Ooh.
you could be
See, that's how you
like
work
a
in
come
that
from
word.
behind killer here, just trying to deflect. But if we're going between Mari and Lasercorn, I think I'd also vote for.
You don't have to
Mari,
pick.
actually.
You don't have to pick
I'd
one of
vote
the
for Mari.
accused. You don't have to pick between the two of us. You can pick anyone. We just want to see if you get it right.
Yeah, the
So your-
ghost is
your
just kind
vote
of like a
doesn't
moral
affect.
victory.
Yeah.
Your vote
I mean,
doesn't affect unless
I'm
it's a
definitely
tiebreaker.
suspicious of Joven, but I don't know if that's just him being.
That's a
normal
common
suspicious.
thing. You'll find yourself every round very suspicious of me.
All right. Okay, let's reveal it.
The killer this round was, in fact, Joven.
The one time I don't vote for Joven.
One time, I cannot
Alright,
believe I got away with a win
I'm
here.
going to be so mad if it's Riz check, dude.
What is the phrase that slays? Tell us the phrase that slays.
Oh, I don't know why he sent it to me, but I was able to work it in so naturally. But the phrase it slays was groovy. You have Evil Dead is the reason why I say groovy.
Oh,
That's not even a phrase.
That's a word. That's a word that slays.
Did,
All right.
Paco, did you give that to me because I use groovy, or was that like just in the copy and paste at all?
Rewritten.
I was just giving you purely different slang terms, and I needed another one.
The other ones were, so this is why no one else died. I wasn't out for Andrea, but I did not understand the context of these, which were for Mari, real for real. Oh no, for real. Nah.
Wait, for real?
Wait, for real is just
For real, for real.
Joven.
It's just a reiteration of for real.
For real. I guess when I say it out loud, it makes more sense, but I was very confused on that one.
my
On God for Lasercorn.
Yeah. Like you swear to God. It's the same thing as
Yeah.
like you swear to God.
And I did not want to say this word out loud, but bestie for Sohinki.
Bestie.
Aw.
Because I
could
didn't
have
know,
gotten
I didn't
away
know if
with
that was
that.
like modern day slang. Because like
So
I don't
true,
know.
bestie. So true.
True,
Ugh,
bestie.
yeah, no, it irks me. I don't like it. It irks me.
I literally commented today on yours. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it irked me. So I apologize,
Groovy.
Andrea, but thank you for playing that first round. And you were right to be sus of me.
Hey, if you're watching this here on YouTube, guess what? There's a lot more content that you're missing out on. You can check that out at patreon.com/OGSoG, like all of these fine people who are supporting us already. So why don't you join the ranks and stop being such a cheapskate, okay? Why don't you just give us some money? That we are earning it, right? Isn't this entertaining? Just do it.